Hello, hello. Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking. Today is Make It Monday, where I go live and I show you how to create a 2-page 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. And today I am featuring Close to My Heart's mix-ins, and let me see if I can remember the names of the kits. They are Enjoy the Ride paper pack plus the Lake Life. I remembered. So I'm using a combination of all those pattern papers that are all available still through my Stampin' Up website. Let me look and make sure I'm live everywhere. I should be live on Facebook and YouTube. Let's go check out YouTube real quick. Check out my channel. Looks like I'm live and we're all good there. And then I've got to find my Facebook page. So please say hello, give a thumbs up or a heart if you're joining me so I know you're here. All the love and comments are appreciated so that I know you're here watching or catching the replay. You can also put hashtag replay. All right, looks like I'm live everywhere. So let me get back to my screen so we can see. All right, I see 2 are watching and I see a heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, I think I'm straight and zoomed out good. That took me a little time this morning to get that ready. So again, let me see if, let's see what that one is. Yeah, I have both of the digital. So I have both of the digital flyers available here. If you'd like links to them, let me know and I can share those with you. But these were the May products that were first released by Stampin' Up. They are exclusive Close to My Heart products. These are products that Close to My Heart had already put into production when they announced the closure back at the end of February. So Stampin' Up purchased those items from Close to My Heart and made them available only to Close to My Heart, former Close to My Heart makers who became demonstrators with Stampin' Up, and Close to My Heart customers who, good morning, Carrie, just saw your comment, thank you, and Close to My Heart customers who had previously purchased through Close to My Heart and had an email on file with Close to My Heart. So if you are neither one of those, then you just direct message me and I can help you get your hands on what's still available. So there are some items still available from our May 2024 product release. I'm using the paper packet. I know the paper packet plus sticker sheet is available, and there's a card making stamp set that's available. A lot of the other products have already sold out, I believe, but you can go to my website, which is listed right up there, passionateaboutscrapbooking.stampinup.net, and you can look under the Close to My Heart products to see what's available. You'll only be able to purchase them online through my website if you have a email address that it was previously associated with Close to My Heart. But again, if you have neither one of those, you are neither a former Close to My Heart maker or a former Close to My Heart customer, then you can private message me and see if I can get those for you. And then we have what was released just June, first part of June. I don't remember the exact date, but this is Lake Life. And I did create an 8.5 by 11 page with this so far. Don't think I've done a 12 by 12 yet, but I'll just flip through that. There are some of the products are already sold out of this as well, like these dies here. They sold really quickly, but the paper packet plus sticker sheet are still available. I think all the stamps are sold out. They only had a limited supply that they could use. The scrapbooking workshop is sold out, but you can recreate a lot of this with the paper packet and sticker sheet. Was a card making workshop. I think it may be sold out as well. And then this fun, there's 2 different stamp sets here. I think it sold out too, but I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look at that. Okay, and then here's the mix-ins that I'll be using a lot today, and we're going to recreate something similar to this, but 2 pages. So there's a little info on all of that. Let me see if I have. And then I haven't publicly posted this on my page yet, but I will do that later today. I am having a buy one, get one sale in my private Facebook group, sales group. So I will share a link with that later today with all the details about what's going to happen. And this is going to happen on June 30th, which is this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'll be going live and sharing close to my heart products that I am putting up for sale. And then I'll give more detail about how the buy one, get one will work. So that's to come later today. Then we have this special through Stampin' Up available through the end of June. June 30th, you get an extra 10% off already discounted bundles, which include a stamp set and dies. And then there's also 10% off the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, the big one and the mini ones. So this is the mini one that I have. My big one is on its way. Cannot wait to get it this week. And then, so that's, you just go to my Stampin' Up website and look under bundles or bundle special, and you'll see all that's available there. When you place your order of less than $150, if you'll use this hostess code right here, then that will help provide me rewards so that I can do free card classes and giveaways and goodies in your order as well. If you choose to purchase $150 or over, don't use my hostess code, and then you can get stamping rewards starting at $150. It's 10%, so that would be $15 just right there. All right, so that's all I have to share, I think, business-wise with you today. If you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to comment. Carrie, I hope your day's going well. Your Monday's starting off good. So I have 2 pages ready to make here. I have a lot of it prepped. I only managed to get 1 photo printed before I went live, so I'll use that. And then I picked some others out, but you can see my title here is Endless Summer. So I'm going to be scrapbooking about the summer of 2015. A lot happened that summer, and I've got about 5 photos at least that I want to put on here. I might use some flip flaps, but most of the photos are going to come afterwards, and along with my journaling. And then I'll share those finished pages on my social media platforms. All right, I have most everything pre-cut. I have a lot of little triangles in here. I'm going to do a little bit of sponging along with the, I have a fun technique with the stamping blends that I saw someone do. And then I have a few dots over here. I may grab some clear sparkles as well. So I'm going to set that over to the side here for the moment because I have some other pieces, a few things to cut, just because I wanted to show how I did that. So there's this is going to be my focal photo. This is me at the pool near where I lived at the time. I would take Bevan there a couple of times a week. They had a public pool, which was awesome in a little town not very far from us. And then I had my brand new Close to My Heart catalogs at the time. So this was back in 2015. So that'll be my focal photo. So I'll set that aside for now. I've got my Cricut cut. So this was a Cricut cut title, Endless Summer. So I'm going to set that in my little stash over here. Good morning, Teresa. Thanks for joining me and saying hello. I appreciate it. I've got little kitty hairs everywhere. I have a little kitty cam. It was for something else, but I watched it this morning as I was showering and getting ready, and they were all over my desk, and I think they're napping. I think they wore themselves out, so maybe I'll have a little piece while I create today. We'll see. Okay, so I have everything pre-cut, lots going on here, lots of pattern paper, but I think it's going to turn out really fun. And let me get my sample here. Again, I'm creating 2 pages. They'll be fairly similar, but I am going to do some sponging. And since we don't have the Close to My Heart inks available through my Stampin' Up website, I grabbed Pumpkin Pie, the Stampin' Up classic stamping pad, and we'll use that because I think that'll work just fine with whatever color this is. I think we've got Sundance and, oh, that was mislabeled, I just noticed. So we've got some Sundance in here, and then, like, was this called Pumpkin? I'm already forgetting. Yeah, it was just called Pumpkin. I'm already forgetting the names of some of our Close to My Heart items since I've been trying to remember all the Stampin' Up ones. It's been kind of funny. All right, so I do have to do a little pre-cutting here. I'm going to make these banners, and then I've got to do a little bit of cutting to make these into triangles. I wanted to share that. Everything else is pre-cut, so I'm going to set that aside for the moment. So I got my mats. They're going to be fun and colorful, something I wouldn't have thought to do. Let me grab my paper trimmer. All right, and we have some odd sizes here. So to make this work, I did triangles, and they're going to go across in a fun pattern, kind of a chevron pattern, I guess, across the page. But these, let me see if I can figure out what they are, just so if you wanted to recreate this. I'll try to put measurements. I was thinking about maybe doing a PDF, so we will see. Hey, Tina, thanks for joining me. Oh, yeah, animals. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, the struggle with animals. Goodness, I've got 3 8-week-old kittens today. They just turned 8 weeks old today, and ready to get rid of at least 2 of them. I'm going to keep one for a while and see how that goes. All right, so this measurement, let me see if I can tell you what it is, because it's like 16th. So we've got, and I'm not really great at the ruler. I know a lot of us aren't, even though we're scrapbookers. So I think I've got 1/16, 3/16. I meant to look this up. 3, 5, 7. So I think it is 1 7/16. So if that makes absolutely no sense, I'm sorry. I will make a correction when I do the description. But they're square, and that's what I had to choose to. Let me see what these are. I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. So I'm just going to take those squares and line up the corner, 2 opposite corners in my trimmer, and then I don't need this because that's the scoring blade, and then lay it in here. And I can do up to 4 of these actually. So you've got both sides of the paper we're going to be using. I'm just going to run through these real quick. It shouldn't take, I left about 5 different patterns, I think. And I'm hoping I have enough pre-cut already, or yeah, where I won't have to add to this. I tried to do multiples of everything because it used a little bit, I think, of every pattern paper. So the mix-ins plus the May and the June paper packets. And those were, again, Enjoy the Ride and Lake Life. Make sure I get those straight. So again, we're creating a like a chevron pattern, but just with a bunch of different patterns on here. So it'll be a little bit tedious. There's no stamping involved in today's project. So it's just paper and ink, really. So we'll use like both sides. I'm just throwing those in my little thing right there. Yeah, learning new names, and I know you're new to going live, Tina. So I did this 3 days a week I started back in 2021, and then I stopped sometime in 22. So I did it about a year, and then I got distracted with some other things, and then made a commitment to go live again and really enjoying it. So, all right, so we have all our pieces down in here. We'll pull those out in a minute, but I guess why don't we go ahead and dovetail these real quick. These are just little, they're odd size too. I don't know why I cut them like that. I know they're 3/4 by something. They may have just been scraps left over, so I just left them as is. So I'm just cutting the bottom to make little dovetails. So these will create little banners. I think that's right. So just cut up the center. When you have little pieces like that, you only have to go like sometimes 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. Try to keep my space fairly clean. Hope there's not too much background noise. I've got Kyle outside mowing and the air. It's going to be a hot one this week here in the Texas Hill Country. Got my fan going. I always have to, my scrapbook area is the kitchen nook. And so it's right, I have windows all over this side over here and then a big one over here. So it stays kind of warm in here. So that's the only struggle I have over here. I love all the natural lighting, of course. It works really great for scrapbooking, except maybe at about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening when it shines through here. I do have some blinds in here though that I put so that doesn't. So if I were to go live or need to take photos or something later in the evening, afternoon, evening, then I can pull those blinds down and it doesn't affect too much. But I am loving it this summer because the garden is right out that door, those windows. We have a door right over here to the porch. And then right now we have a beautiful, gigantic sunflower, just one, that came up. Let's see if I didn't get that very good. So I'm enjoying looking out and seeing that. I didn't do that one very well. Let me try again. There we go. All right, so all that's done and prepped and ready. So I think I just need to put together, we'll do, I guess, 1 page at a time. So I've got, like I said, things pre-cut. I've got, well, maybe, there we go. So these are the pieces I have for the base. One more. Still needed another white to lay on top. So I've got my 12 by 12 white. I am going to put a couple of temporary glue dots down in 2 corners just to keep that piece in place. And I think my sponging is going to be after I get everything down, so I can just do a little sponging in a couple of areas. Okay, and then this piece, I gutted it, so 1-inch border all the way around. So then I ended up with a 10-inch piece there. So we can go ahead and put that down. This is part of the mix-ins. I'm going to rearrange a little bit because that's in my way. And I don't need those right at the moment because I'm looking for a different, I'm still not used to my stamping seal. So just a little bit. I'm pretty conservative when it comes to my adhesives. I only use what's absolutely necessary. And this Stampin' Seal is super sticky. All right, so that is going to go right. I'm going to have the wood grain going this way, and then I'm going to kind of hold it up with my hand, and it's going to completely cover the edges, at least of this white daisy. If you can get it down straight in one corner, then you should be pretty good. Kind of might have to finagle it just a little bit. And our white daisy, you can see I usually trim this little piece off if the pattern paper is not quite as long as the 12 by 12 white daisy. Sometimes it's just a tad bit longer than 12 by 12. So from here, we will do this piece. Okay, this was, I cut it down to 10.5, and then I gutted it as well so that I can use that paper on something else. I hate wasting pretty paper. So that's just a 1/2-inch border. So again, just tack it down because it's going to end up being covered with more white daisy. So this will be a nice sturdy page when it's all said and done. And again, we're going to do this twice. I did have to do a little modification on the other one. All right, so let's see. Let me hold that up with my arm so I can kind of, I need to try to think it was about 3/4 of an inch is what I figured. So 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. So that should work. Just gently let it lay. There we go. So, okay, and then we have this piece, which I think is an odd. It was about 10 1/16, I think. But then that gave us about 1/4 of an inch, really more, well, maybe 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay, and just gave some texture there. So something, yeah, that I found with the Stampin' Seal, you kind of, I don't remember what adhesive it was we used to have. Maybe it was the type of Tombow at the time where you kind of had to flick your wrist to break it off. Because if you do that, it pulls. It does pull off, I guess, but I don't know if you can see it as you pull it. So I've kind of do a little flick of the wrist. I can put a little bit right here if I wanted to. I could have gutted this piece too, but I chose not to. Excuse me. All right, so now we're just trying to center that best we can. That pattern makes it a little difficult. I'm going to get a little sit, finish off my coffee. I was really hoping to have all my photos done today, but didn't quite get it there. That's the part I struggle with the most. I'm going to try to plan better starting for July. I think I have an exciting plan for July. So we have some Christmas products that are going to become available. in July 3rd, I believe. I feel like I'm a little crooked, but it's just going to have to, maybe not, maybe it's just my eyesight. All right, so don't need any of this right now. Anyways, we have some Christmas products. July 3rd, they will become available. I'm going to set these aside right now over here because I don't need them at the moment. And so I think I'll more than likely be doing like a Christmas in July and maybe a little bit of autumn. So for my 3 lives each week. So my Make It Monday, then my story and sketch, and I'm going to focus on, I think, the same collection for each one, not like one through the whole month, but a collection or suite of something for my Make It Monday, and then a different one for my story and sketch, and then something else for, I didn't know, I had those scraps laying there and the kittens didn't get them, so I thought maybe I'd use them for something or bring in some black twine, maybe, we'll see. So yeah, for Feel Good Friday, so formulating that, gonna try to plan ahead. Maybe I'll have some photos and all my journaling and stuff ready because I'm still kind of flying by the seat of my pants. All right, so this is what we have to work with right here. All these pretty, pretty patterns. So let's get this started. I'm gonna move this over to the side and just start grabbing some, I gotta see what, I need like one of each at least for now. So let's do that. It's going to have the red on the back. Let me just lay some of these out. So I think those are, yep. Okay. Lots and lots and lots. Don't think I have any of that yet. So that. And then maybe once we get this first one done, it'll go together, come together a little bit faster. Okay, I have all of that. I don't think, yeah, I have some of that. Do I have? I don't have that. Okay. Oops, I think I need this black. Because I think they were black on both sides. All right, that'll get us started, and then we'll pull in more as we need it. And we'll see how long this takes. I may end up only with one page, and then I'll have to share the other page. Because I like to keep it at about an hour-ish. I feel like there's another piece. Let me look real quick, make sure I got all the, I think there's more yellow somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. So we'll play around with this. We'll do it this way. Tape, and then I just need, and let's cross our fingers that this works. So I'm going to start at about, maybe leave a 1/4 of an inch right here. And then we'll go, I do see a pattern that I didn't cut yet already. Let me grab my, let me look. I have some somewhere. Got all my pieces over here on the side, so give me a second. I might cut a little bit more. I did miss a couple of patterns in my, that's not part of it, but this is. So I didn't do this pretty one. Let's cut a little bit of it real quick. And then I can just show you too how I did, again, how I did this. So I just cut it, I think, what did I say? 1 7/16, I think is what it was. Made it into a square. I'm going to cut a couple real quick, so at least I have a few available, because I did miss a couple of patterns on the Enjoy the Ride. And then you just take those 4, line them up. I think one I cut wrong. Let me fix it real quick or it's going to cause an issue here in a minute. There we go. So that's a cute little pattern. Just hold it down good, and I cut through 4 layers right there. And there might be another one I come across as we go through here, so we'll see. All right, so I've got that down. Then we can, you're just gonna line them up here. And we've got this piece. Thank goodness I have something to kind of follow along. Let's try this piece. So this is a fun way, yeah, to make what I call it, like a chevron pattern or zigzag pattern. If y'all have a better name for it, let me know. I'm not gonna draw lines and pull out the ruler or anything. I'm just hoping that it's all gonna come together good. And let's see, let's do this piece. And so you'll just build it up across the page there. This way. Not using a ton of adhesive, just enough to keep it tacked down. Let's see, kind of looking to see if because that seems a lot closer. Push it up a little bit. I think I need, let's do this one. Yeah, so that one was a little bit longer. I didn't measure it right, apparently. I could come back and fix it maybe. Okay, I may have to get up and let Lady out. So I've got a dog that needs assistance too. Yeah, she starts clawing at the back door right here. So I have 2 doors in here. One that goes to the backyard, one that goes to the front porch. So this is a high traffic area. But that is one reason I kind of like my studio right here, because I kind of see what all is going on. So it works out pretty well. All right, so just keep plugging along here. Yeah, and again, I may end up just doing this 1 page and then adding the 2nd page later. Okay, so here, let's do a black stripe. So I'm always amazed at how fun and how well these are papers. Well, close to my heart papers. Now it's Stampin' Up. So there we go. It didn't go all the way across, and I tried so hard to make sure it did. So I may have to make some adjustments. I think I might pull this up and trim it down. That would be the easiest thing. So then I'll have a little bit more of I measured and measured, or I even laid them out, and it still didn't work like I wanted it to. Look, I still have a 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to make some modifications real quick, if I can get the paper up. Like I said, the Stampin' Seal is pretty sticky, but I do have that's not too bad. Okay, so again, we're making some modifications. This is the only main thing that wasn't too bad. So instead of pulling everything up and trying to make it work, I am just going to, I think if I cut it off, we'll just have a bigger, even a little bit bigger border right around here. So, like I said, it was just an odd, I don't think I could have gotten a different measurement there. So I'm not sure what we're going to end up at right here. I'll measure it here in a minute to let you know. So that means I'm going to cut off a little bit more here. So let me measure it first because I want it to be square. So you're watching it in action, real time, making the corrections, necessary corrections. All right, so now we're at a lot of 16ths. We're at 9 and 15/16. Is that right? It's the last little eyelash line before the 10. All right, so I'm going to measure that same this way and trim. And it just is what it is. Okay. So we've got that figured out. Oops, I'm sorry if I hit the microphone. All right, should have, yeah, my adhesive is all still on there, I think. So again, so we just end up with a bigger border around here, which is perfectly fine. I really kind of like it, actually. Okay. So let's see here. So there we go. We have a fun, I think that chevron pattern right there. Now we'll keep up. We're going to do 2 more rows real quick. Whoops. I already got stickiness all over my fingers. Put that out of the way. I think it's my rub and remove. It was nicknamed SpongeBob by Bevan when she was little, because it looks like SpongeBob. Okay, so let's get busy. We'll go some more. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, maybe give about 3/4 of an inch, I think will work. I'm not too concerned about it being exact. And then just start pulling more pieces. Let me kind of lay these out, and then that'll make it go a little bit faster maybe. Okay, this see all my different patterns. Where are those leaves at? There's some leaves. That goes there. We got here. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to just lay them out, and then we can stick them on. I feel like that goes a little bit faster. This piece right here, I know it's netting because it's part of the lake life, but this would be really great for an ice cream cone, which we have. Stampin' Up has an ice cream set, and I think Tina used it recently. Let's see. I am following this fairly closely just because I think it makes it easier. I don't have to think so much. Just find the pattern that's supposed to be there. There's that, and then maybe another stripe. Don't think it matters which way. They both are the same. All right, that's better. And some of these fun pieces right here. Okay, so that will be our second one. Started that. We can just tack them down real quick. Keep them pretty tight so that hopefully I won't have too much overage over here on the right side. Just line them up as best you can. Okay, that needs to go down first. It just helps line it up if you go up, down, up, down. And you can overlap these a little bit if you need to. So it's we're kind of like quilting, I guess, technically. I've never been too patient with quilting. I would love to do it, but I tried a lot of different crafts when I was in my early 20s, shortly after I was married the first time, trying to find something to kind of occupy my time, be creative. I've always been creative, but did different things. I tried painting, woodworking, got into cross stitch for a couple of years, created some fun things. And then when I learned about scrapbooking, and I walked into a Joann's, I was probably buying at the time like woodworking stuff or something, and saw a Creating Keeps magazine on the shelf as I was checking out. That one I'm going to wait on. I think it's this one's next. And that's when I found, close to my heart, Dots. They were still called Dots, but it was close to my heart, scrapbooking on the ad was on the back of the magazine, the last page of the magazine, back cover, I think. And I fell in love with the fun, cute patterns and things. So that's how I got involved with, close to my heart, Dots. Dozens of terrific stamps at the time. All right. So how cute is that turning out? I love it. It's so bright and colorful. Okay, one more row. And we'll call this one done. So we'll start with, again, I'm just going to lay it out. And again, I'm probably just going to eyeball it a little bit. So here we are. That was back in like 97 is when I found that magazine. I joined Close to My Heart in, December of 98. And I was a demonstrator, consultant, and maker. Those are all our titles over the years. For 25 years. It was 25 years this past December. So, and then I was super shocked when they announced the closure at the end of February. But thank you to everyone that made it possible for us to become a part of Stampin' Up. Because I do not know what I would do without this outlet, this creative outlet. I shudder, I don't know the word I'm looking for, to think what I would have gotten myself into otherwise, I guess. Not sure what piece goes right back there. This is going to be hidden mostly by a photo, so don't have to do a lot. Let me see what other patterns I could do. what's one I haven't used recently, because I can't really see back there. Maybe a little bit of, there we go. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'll just, that'll go. We'll need a piece like this. Yeah, I'm going to have to just create it so I can get the pieces right. We'll do another piece of, what do we got there? Don't think I want the black, just because I have a black, there's black in the mat or that I'll be creating. Okay, I think I can not do this part. I think it'll be covered. Okay, so let's start down here. Did manage to get a little bit of the bike in there, and I'm just eyeballing it to see that I have pretty much the same width between those right there. All right. So yeah, I've made an executive decision. I'm only going to do the one page right now, and then I'll do the other page off camera since this is taking a bit. And then I'll share both the pages because they're going to be quite similar. The background was my plan, with just the photo ops a little bit different. The sample that I have is actually only has one photo on the whole page. And I was like, oh, can't do that. So I'm going to add a 4x6 on here, I think, too. So yeah, still a lot of this is going to be covered up. That's all right. It's easier just to put the paper down and then add your mats over top of it than trying to figure out where it doesn't need all these pieces. And you know, you could always like use flip flaps and leave it open underneath too. That way they flip it open and see the pattern. That would be an option. All right, what do y'all think? I think I'm gonna do, I guess I'll do that. Fun pattern. Okay, this one, I am just gonna leave that blank, I think. So I just need to decide about right there, as I'm guessing. Let me get it straight. Right to the edge. All right, so there's that. I'm gonna clean up my mess over here. It's not a mess. These are just all the pieces I can use for the other page. All right, where, okay, I've got my, so I was planning on my 2 pages, I was planning on doing a total of 5 photos. So I did decide I wanted to do, see, a lot of it's going to be covered up. That's fine. And maybe I won't do the big 4x6, but I was thinking a 4x6 with a 3x3 photo up here in the corner. Then that would leave me, I could do some journaling right here. And then on the other page, I've got a 3x3 cut along with a 2 3x4s going the opposite directions. So that's kind of what I was thinking of doing on the second page. So I will put all of that up here. So let's build this out. We'll start up here in this corner. Again, I didn't have the, I wanted to see if I have any photo placement cards hanging around in my stash here. I have, that's 4 by, I may not put that photo on here quite yet, but there's a 4 by 6. Let's see if I have any 3 by 3s I may have to grab. Nope. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, these are fun. Look at these. I even have something like that. But my plan is to use photos. But if I do decide to do flip flaps, I could use some of those pieces inside. So let me see where my, I was looking to see if I had some. I don't know where my photo place cards are. I think I've moved them around and I'm not sure where they're at right now. So I won't really waste any more time. I look in my, I don't think they used 3 by 3s in that. No, they didn't. Okay, so we just won't have a photo place card for this at the moment. But let's do, so the plan, there's lots of layering on this as well. So this is the bottom mat, and then this one was cut just like 1/8 of an inch smaller, I think. There we go. And then you have another layer. I decided to do these 3 by 3, like exactly 3 by 3, because then I can just trim my photo down like 1/8 of an inch and have that same border going along there. So here, look, I have some white Post-its. So I think these are 3 by 3s. So I'll just makeshift one of these just so you can kind of see. So if you go just cut it down 1/8 of an inch. I'll just make myself a little photo real quick. Photo placeholder. Kind of. So you can see what it looks like. So this would be the photo. Okay. Just like that. All right. So I am going to use some foam tape, or maybe, there we go. I've got my foam tape handy. Pull a little bit of it off because I'm going to pop that up, I think. Let me see here. Maybe I want this one down and then we can pop up. How about we do that? And then maybe we'll pop this one up. Okay. And we've got these cute little pieces right here that I'll show you something fun to do with that. So again, this is not really going to be 4 inches. It's going to be, oops, that didn't work. You'll get a little bit of, nope, that didn't work. Let me grab a different one. Sometimes you'll get some paper shavings or something stuck down in here and have that issue. I just cleaned it out last night, but every once in a while. So go a little bit slower, or it might be stuck actually on the blade. There, it's still causing issues. Might be time for a new blade. But we're just going to work with what we got here. Okay. I'm just trimming this down so you'll be able to see the border of, I used limeade cardstock as my mat because that's part of the color scheme. All right, I'm just going to tack that down like this. So it's just barely on there. And then this, while I was cutting it, these colors, this would be great for Halloween, but the stripes with the limeade reminded me of, let me see if I can remember his name. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. Beetlejuice, that's who it is. The only thing that was coming to mind was Poltergeist, but this was reminding me of Beetlejuice. And it may be because isn't there a new show coming out, a new one coming out soon? If it hasn't already, I have no idea. All right. So that's going to overlap that a little bit. So I'm going to put, I am popping that up. I'll give it some dimension. And again, if you wanted to be able to show that all that pattern that we just did, instead of covering it up, and I know that's why they only put one photo on the sample, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to have more photos on my page than that. Not just one little 3x3. You could totally put this in a, well, I don't know if you could put that in a flip flap because it's 5.5 by 6.5, a little bit more than that, but I'm not going to measure it like that. So I've got that built up. And then this one's going to go like right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it down. I'm going to cover it all up anyways. So you could totally remove the pieces or not add them if you wanted to get really stingy with it, sticky with it. Okay, and that one, I'm not gonna put tape right up here because I have these things I'm gonna put underneath. And then kind of like that. So if you wanted to do flip flaps, you would either have to do like a 5x7 and make this bigger, or make it, oops, just realized, or make it smaller where it would fit into a 4x6. So just FYI. But you could do a flip flap on this layer right here with the 4x6, because this green right here is 4x6. So you can totally add more pictures to this if you wanted to. Alrighty, I may have to cut these down a little bit because, or let me look at my other, I know these go here. I'm not sure why I made those so long. I'm going to want to find some, these are what I want. So you can, I noticed in the sample that these were roughed up a little bit. So you could do that with your nail if you wanted to, which I guess that's just what I'll do. It's working. You could do it with your paper, your snips, if you wanted to. Just add some texture. It's kind of looking to see. I might wait to, because we hadn't done any sponging, and I only have a few places now that I can do sponging. So we'll do that real quick. I only need to do one side because they'll tuck up under there. Let's do all those real quick. And these are part of the mix-ins. Just cut it like 1/2 inch by 3 inch for this one, 1/2 inch by 4 inch. I just did the same width as the close to the photos. All right. Yeah, this page uses pretty much all pattern paper. I normally would not probably think to do something with this much pattern paper, but like I said, I love the samples they always give with the mix-ins, how they mix all the papers together. Okay, so it's gonna kind of go there, but let's do just a little bit of sponging. I'm gonna clean off my, or just rub it a little bit. It's probably pumpkin pie on there already. Yeah, I just chose to grab pumpkin pie ink. And I am just going to do a little bit. What I do want to do is grab something to just put in a little color in some places. Add a little bit more texture. So you can do that. You can maybe do some down here. I'll do some in this corner, because that will be opposite. Oh, and then I wanted to show you all about the, put these out of the way for a minute. So we've got some here, a little bit here. How about we do some like right up in here maybe. I go like right here. And if you, oops, yeah, you'll see what I just did. Okay, gonna have to try to blend it out a little bit. Got a big blob, so now I'm gonna have to, I can put my journaling over top of that, so that's probably what I'll do. I'll put a strip like right across there. So you gotta be paying attention to. I don't know if, I wonder if, I'm not gonna look. Okay, so I got that a little dark, so I might go a little bit more up here. Still want to buff it out, but maybe get it just a little bit darker. All right, I think that'll work. And then I'll have something that just goes over top of that little blob that I made. So don't know that I can blend it out anymore. I was gonna see if I could. Just leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Leave it, Pamela. Okay, then put that away. I still need to put my title on, but I'm going to, before I do that, I wonder if I should, I think maybe I should put a little bit right up in here. So this is going to go like right in here. So let's just do a little bit up in here too. Oh, and then we can put the little banners right up in here too. Okay. So this was a fun technique that I saw someone do. See how it works. I know it's always a little scary on your finished project. I might see if I have some more of these. I'm just going to use them as, there we go. To cover some things up here. So I will, if it gets a little bit on that, that's fine. I think I'm just going to cover up my photos areas. check this out. Let's see if it works. I think I might try. We'll test it out somewhere else first. What am I looking for? My bone folder. So apparently, I guess when you have plenty of ink in these, you can hit them and it will do some, what do you call it? I'm just going to go for it. I've got my photo areas. So the harder you hit, you get little splatters. And they're like super tiny. So it's not like big blobs. Like if you were to do, flick it off your, you know, how we put like re-inker or whatever on our blocks and then flicked it off, or shimmer brush. Okay, now I want to bring it down over this way. So you can see a little bit of texture there, adds a little bit of more dimension. Whoops. I don't know if it needs to be, that's good. And I'll do that and then cover up this part right here. And I'm just putting some, and it's getting onto the pattern paper, that's fine. How about we try this other side? I thought I had the brush tip, but it's the bullet tip I'm doing, I think. This one's gonna work even better, I think. Yeah, look, you don't have to hit as hard. Okay, that was better. So let me go back over here. So you get a little bit better splatter with the brush tip. Okay, there we go. I like that better. Okay, I just think that's so cool because you've got, I think, 50 plus colors of stamping blends that you can use like that, not just for coloring. So you've got some fun texture to your page. All right, let's get our title on, our little banner over here in the corner, and a few dots, and we will have it pretty much done. And I'm going to adhere these two, put a little bit, just a little bit of adhesive on the ends, make sure that the rough edge is poking out behind here. That one goes over there. Again, I usually like to do a 2-page. And I'm going to shove it up just, yeah. I'm kind of trying to line up it with the, just centered there. They're 4 inches long, I think. Okay. If you wanted to leave those off, you could. That was just part of the sample, so I really liked it. And you could, they don't have to be perfectly straight either necessarily. Again, I'm going to be scrapping my 2015 summer. So I'll cut this down to fit inside there so that it'll have, there might be a little bit of a white border still, or I might just cut right on the line. This was a 4x6 photo, so I could get 1/4 inch, almost a 1/2 inch off of there, I guess, once it's almost. So that'll be my focal photo. I'm going to do summer of 2015, like a picture of Bevan swimming, or her and her cousin at the pool. I had maybe a picture from convention of that year. And I think I'll overlap that just a little bit. Okay, but I am going to, so this is going to be a little tedious for a few minutes because I'm going to use foam tape because it just adds that extra dimension. Oh, I think it'll fit right there. Okay, can you see how that works? This was a Cricut shape from one of our previous Cricut, close to my heart Cricut collections. I didn't look to see which one it was. If you know and you want to comment, you can. But you can just go into Cricut Design Space and type in Endless Summer. And I had to do purchase. So it was some that I'd purchased previously to find it easily. But you could do any type of Cricut title. So I need a little bitty piece right there. And then maybe a little bit right here. To make sure. I did this time remember to do like the mirror image before I cut. So that kept the front from having these little white, since this is close to my heart black. So it's got a white core. Some of these I got to cut in half on these smaller pieces. So I always forget, forget to do that. I just don't think about mirroring the image before I cut it. And when you do that, then it will cut it backwards. So it'll cut it like this. So then when you flip it over, you get a clean, sharp image and not, I don't know if you can see them. I don't think you can. But every letter has a little bit of white showing. I guess it's when the blade moves around, it kind of pulls the paper up just a tiny bit. Okay, I need a couple of more. Need one like in this E. And probably up here. All right, and then I usually just kind of flip it, and I think that's going to hold it up pretty good. So I like to press them down with my fingers real good before I try to pull off the backing. That just kind of adheres it to the cardstock. And this is a little tedious, but it adds so much to the page when you take the time to raise things up. Use your Stampin' Dimensionals or foam tape. Stampin' Dimensionals would have been a little difficult to use on this. That's why I just had some foam tape handy. I could cut it to whatever size I want it. Look at my mess over here. And then all we'll have to do is add a couple of dots. They are the easy, enjoy the ride. I keep wanting to call it easy ride. Okay, I think I got most of it off of there. And then, all right, so I want it. I hope I'm straight. I think I'm good. I just wanted to make sure I had some room right up there. Okay, just the shadow effect that it makes just adds to the page. Is perfect. All right, dots. Where are my dots? See what I did with them? There they are. So I've got the dots from Enjoy the Ride. When you order these, you get 2 sheets of all these fun colors. I think I'm just going to do the red like the sample shows. Probably just going to use my tweezers. I won't have to use as many because since I covered up so much stuff, but let's just do I like to use one of each size usually when I'm doing. I'll put one there. Okay, and then let's do, they had some clear sparkles. Oh, still got it. I don't know that I really left room for my, what do you call it right there? Since we don't have a lot more room, let me look and see what I want to do here. I think I'm going to do, trying to kind of think of my circular, or my, not circular, triangle effect a little bit. The title can come down here and then maybe over here. I am going to have some journaling like right in here going across. That doesn't look terrible, but I think I might still try to put some, or I could just do a dot or 2 right in there. Let's see what I want to do. Here, and then I'm going to put a dot like right in the general area, but I think I'll still try to put a strip right in here. I'm going to have more than one strip, so maybe I need to go down like this way. I think that's what I'll do. And keep that area to do my journaling. Okay, I'm going to grab some clear sparkles real quick, and then we'll be done. Because I am trying to use up my products, or some of them, because I have so many left over close to my heart items. So I might as well go all out on my embellishments now. Let me look at these over here and see if I can fit these in here somewhere. They were originally on like in the white area, but since we had to cut so much of that off, let me look and see. If I like it like that or not. I think I might do that. I'm going to sit on it for a second. Okay, and then let's do a couple of different areas. Of just a few. A little bit of bling here and there. Like that. Never can have too much sparkle. And then maybe there's some. About like right in here. I feel like that's too close. Second, I'm visualizing, see where I want them. How about maybe just down here? We'll do this. Again, just kind of thinking in triangles. All right, I think that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and commit to this up here. And I can put a sparkle is what I was wanting to say, clear sparkle. Time to pull out the in between those two, in between here. I think it'll be just about the right size. So I used the regular size sparkles. I think the sample, they used bitty sparkles, but that's a little bit more pow. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I am not doing the second page during this live. That's just going to take too long. So I will create the second page. So I'll have a 2-page spread doing a similar pattern on the background. I'm going to have 3 photos. I think 2 3x4s and 1 3x3 on the other page. And so when I share my samples, I'll actually have the photos printed and get my journaling done. So it'll be all done. So thanks for joining me today for Make It Monday, where I share with you how to make 12x12 scrapbook pages. Normally it would be 2 12x12 scrapbook layout, so a 2-page, but this was a little bit more tedious. I really like how it turned out though, so lots of fun color. So again, join me, mark your calendars for Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for Story and Sketch. And I will come back on Wednesday with an 8.5 by 11 page using who knows what. I haven't decided yet to wrap up the end of June, but I have a good plan scheduled for July, and I'll reveal that shortly. So y'all have a great day, and I will chat with y'all soon. Bye.